Hey, 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 this is Mikael from Dark Tranquillity, and you're watching Metal Mad TV. Yeah, it's actually crazy. I think this is our 6th time at the Hellfest. Like, we even played like when it was called Furyfest, and it was in Mainz, and yeah. So it's really cool. Like, it's great to be able to follow a festival like that. You know, play year after year, and or like every other or third year, and see the evolution. So it was kind of crazy coming here. We arrived like half an hour ago. I was like, I don't recognize any of this because it's totally different from when we were here like 2 years or 3 years ago even. But it's fantastic to see it grow. I mean, it was pretty chaotic in the beginning. I remember a lot of weird shows, a lot of weird not working things, you know. But I'm really happy that it's become like the go-to festival in Europe, without a doubt. Like with always the best lineup you could ever want, and the coolest bands, everything. So it's amazing. And of course, the evolution of fans at festivals, it differs, of course, because here you get people from all over the world, right? And it's the same with Wacken and the Summer Breeze. But then you go to some of the smaller festivals in France or Germany or Belgium, where you meet the locals, more or less. And that's easier to gauge, you know, how they are, you know. And I love that, you know, love seeing, like, you go from one huge festival, and then you go to a small festival, and then you get to meet the people who are like, I can't afford to go to the big ones, or I just don't want to fucking camp out, but I want to go to this one, you know. And then they are super excited just because you actually come to close to where they live, you know. And that's amazing. And it's the same in Sweden. Like, we have some small festivals, and they become so special just because you have kind of ownership of that festival, you know. They are part of like your area where you live, and that becomes a special thing. So, and I feel the same way when I go to a show in Gothenburg, in my hometown. I want to show my support to the bands, you know. I want them to know that Gothenburg is the best fucking place in Sweden to play, right? So you want to be loud, and you cheer, and you want to buy as much merch as you can carry, and that kind of stuff. And I think that shows, you know, in some of these smaller festivals, you know. But of course, like, I think the word has spread, you know. We started playing festivals in 92, 94, something like that. And then like the bigger ones in 96, 97. And I think the word has spread, you know, like, this is where it's happening. Like, people should come to France and Germany and Belgium and Holland to see metal, because this is where it's happening. So I have so many friends from all over the world here right now that I'm going to meet tomorrow and hang out with. Like, I have some people from Canada, I have some people from America, some from Italy, just, you know, who are here just because this festival is so unique. And so I think that's the coolest part. Like, this becomes kind of like a melting pot from all. Yeah, and it's the same like with the 70,000 tons of metal cruise in Florida. Like, there are more foreigners than there are Americans, and it leaves from Florida. What the hell, you know? And I love that, you know, and it's such a cool thing. Well, today is just like, first, this is just a one-off. So we left home this tomorrow, and then we're gonna stay here tomorrow, and then I'll be home on Monday. But then next we go on a 10-day tour on a bus, and and we do 7 festivals and 2 one-off shows straight. And of course, but I like that, you know. You play a show every night, you go to bed on the bus, and you wake up in a new city, and you do it all over again. And of course, it's kind of nuts, but you get used to it, you know. And I'm comfortable with that. I really am, because that means you have enough time for yourself. You can sleep in, whatever, and then go on a run throughout the city you're in. Even though you have no idea where you are, you just go out, see the city, explore some, and then meet some people, do some interviews, whatever, meet some friends, and then do the show, go out, drink some beer, and then do it all over again. So yeah, I'm very used to it, and I really love it, you know. Obviously, we have our ups and downs, and, you know, sometimes you really don't want to go to work, and sometimes we do, you know, 20 shows in a row, or more, 30 shows in a row even. Sure, it's taxing, you know, your body hurts and all that stuff, but at the same time, like, it's so worth it, and you become such an adrenaline junkie that adrenaline and that kind of rush you get on stage is all you need. You know?
As an artist.
Well, it's great. I mean, you never really know what to expect. You know, you hope for the best. You go like, oh, well, people get it, but at the same time, you always have your doubts. It's like, maybe this is not going to work, or that's not going to work. So it's stressful, you know. Even though we're used to it, we've done it many times, but it doesn't get any easier. So when the album came out and people dug it, and we went on tour immediately, played a lot of new songs every night, and people dug it, and they were really into it. We were like, all right, cool, this is the best review we need, you know. So it's been great, and we've been touring. We've done 350 shows or something like that just for this album alone. So yeah, it's good. It's good. That's good.
Yeah.
No, we are kind of gathering material and kind of starting that kind of pre-production process. So the idea is to have things finalized by the end of the year, and then start recording next year somehow. Like if everything works according to plan. So it's in the works. Like this year is kind of like an off year. We only do fewer festivals and no touring. So we're going to focus on writing and getting a new album ready. I try to take care of it. I warm up, and I have techniques, you know, to kind of maintain it.
So you take care of your voice.
Yeah, but maybe, yeah, but
You don't smoke?
no, never have. But I don't know if that's a problem. But yeah, I drink a lot of beer, but I do warm up every day just to make sure that everything works, and I have like a good, you know, in-ear system, so I don't have to kind of scream too loud just to hear myself. That kind of stuff, that helps. But there's been a few years where it's been really rough, that I struggled with it, and you kind of blow out your voice after a week on tour, and then you have 3 more weeks, then you can't recover because it's a show every day. But these last 7-8 years have been great. I haven't had any problems, so I'm happy.
That's good to hear.
Doesn't mean it sounds good every night, but I feel okay. Yeah. I am very concerned, of course. I mean, this is something that is threatening our way of life and our existence.
Yeah.
So what do we do about it? Like, not much, you know. Who wants to change the way they live? You know, we don't want to change, you know, our behavioral patterns. You know, that's rough. You know, why would we want to change the way we eat or the way we travel? You know, it's like people don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So that's not going to help. So we need to kind of actively do something about it. And I think it's happening. I think more and more people are realizing that this is an actual issue, and they are taking steps to kind of minimize their footprint and figure out a way to kind of live in a way that they could be okay with. You know, they feel, you know, comfortable with. You know, you cannot do everything, obviously, but small steps. Come on, it's not that hard, you know. You can get an electric car. Sure, they're expensive, but they will pay off in the end. You don't have to travel to a vacation 5 times a year. You can do 2, that kind of stuff. And you can start having vegetarian meals every other day or something like that. It's not that hard.
Yeah. But the problem that we can see, there's a lot of plastic in the ocean.
That too, of course.
I think
that's a harder part, you know, for as a consumer. Like, sure, you can choose not to use that. You can choose not to endorse places that use it. But I think that has to come from the corporations and companies themselves. But I do, for me personally, I like to support like the companies that actually do good. You know, sure, it's a little bit more expensive, but you know you're doing like a good deed, and then eventually those prices will drop and will be more accessible for all. So, you know, it's these small little steps you do. You know, you get a you know, environmentally friendly car. You try to travel as you know,
Yeah, it's not that easy.
as least as possible. And I stopped eating meat a while ago, and it's like you just try to do your part. You know, obviously it's just nothing in the grand scheme of things, but you feel better, and if that will inspire someone, or you can inspire someone, awesome. It will spread, you know, and because it needs to happen. It's just a fact. Like there's no two ways about it. Like it's gonna happen, and we need to change it, you know. And I have a kid, you know, and I want her kids to be okay, you know. Well, I mean, we've always had a great, fantastic relationship with the French fans, and it's great to be back here. It's awesome. This is the coolest festival in the world, I think, and couldn't be happier. So it's going to be fantastic to get through this very difficult show tonight. I have no idea how it's going to work, but it's going to be cool. And then we're going to start writing a new album, then start touring. Well, we're going to come back here before the end of the year, actually, I'm pretty sure. But the next year is going to be like with all new stuff and all that stuff. So sweet. Thank you.
Thank you so
Metal!